Well, had an eventful few days, finishing off with a rather eventful night for a multitude of reasons. But it appears now, with a secret out in the open, that Yennefer is starting to actually explain herself a little. But you know what? Just now stood together. There's now a bit of unity, a bit of being on the same page after how many weeks have they had, or not weeks rather, just days of discord that they've experienced with her. Yet now everyone's on the same page, working towards one common goal. All, no more secrets, but there probably is, but no more secrets on this particular issue. And I don't have my pants on. Geralt, you put on the I'm gonna go put my pants on. Travelling via Geralt's most beloved means of transport, teleportation, Yennefer reached Kaer Morhen first and immediately started bossing everyone around. Not only did she divvy out chores to the witches like a school mom whipping lazy pupils into order, she also refused to reveal any details of her plans. Though Geralt was not exactly charmed by this behaviour, he knew he had to help her, for Ciri's sake. Not quite up to date, that little blurb there, Dandelion, but I won't hold it against you. The time is 7:06 AM. The witches have hangovers. Might have been mentioned, though who's really to say? We tried it Vesemir's way. It hasn't worked. We did it out of respect, we did it because any witcher would do it that way. Vesemir will know an awful lot. This isn't just your typical respect your elders kind of thing. An elder in a witcher sense. How old is Vesemir? I mean, Geralt is getting on a bit, couple of 100 years old. Vesemir would like to say. I don't know if you take it personally or not. Anyway, our part in this, or part of our redemption arc in this, shall we say, after this night which we've just had, is gathering the materials necessary to start whatever's going on here. If I may. There we go. Forktail spinal fluid, manticore poison gland, albino, bruxatongue, bryonia, rib leaf, mandrake root. Distastefully, as I believe Lambert's pointed out, this contraption here is not a new one.
Yes?
Excuse me. Sorry, I'd thought I'd just been a delivery boy. Okay, let's get this thing brewed. The decoctions of the grasses, used to begin the process by which a normal human body is mutated into that of a witcher. Oh. With a heavy heart, I can imagine this being crafted and put together. Ooh. I love the narrative connotations of this. I'd love to be able to sit down with Vesemir after this and just see how I'd just love to see what the air of Kaer Morhen was after this, especially amongst Lambert's probably fairly predictable, but even the likes of Eskel. There's room for some nuance there, which I'm not sure we'll get. But hey, let's get this crafted. Yennefer needs to get a duster magically made up, I think. But in the meantime...
Potions ready. Tools too.
Good. Vesemir?
Hookweed extract to deaden the pain. I know. Done this before.
Eskel. Make the incisions in his veins. Insert the tubes. Geralt, place the potion vials in the feeders.
Ready.
Open the valves. It doesn't matter in which order.
Felt as if I spotted a little bit of apprehension, or was it nervousness, sitting behind Yennefer's eyes there. Do you like that attention to detail? It's just a simple beat, the kind of thing that'd be written down and not seen. But we saw it there. It's funny how she's operating this entire thing. Is there any written material on this? It may have been mentioned last time, but you know, hangover and all that. Anyway, in no particular order. I'm going to end it with a mother's tears. Probably quite notable. Probably quite prudent considering what Uma's about to be put through. Let's administer speargrass sap.
The hookweed work?
If it hadn't, the pain would have sent him into shock, killed him.
So, everything's going smoothly.
No, but it's within known norms.
Administer the next potion.
What would Geralt do? It's a funny one, this, because this is exactly the kind of situation that we don't really have a reference point for. We have reference points in around the subjects from different contexts at different points in time. Considering how big the timeline is in as well, there's room for development in how one would feel about it. But in this case, because it's an optional dialogue choice, let's run with this.
Listen, we should stop this.
Then Uma dies. Very painfully.
Yennefer's right.
Open the next valve.
I took the option because it was there, and we've seen a couple of nice retorts there, so why not? Next one, wild rye juice.
I'd hoped I would never have to watch this again.
Why'd you keep the table then?
Geralt, next potion.
And finally, mother's tears.
Griffin.
What now?
Now we wait for the potions to do their work. Might take a day, might take more.
You need only wait. True. But I must maintain the stabilizing spell. Uma's body is not nearly as resilient as a young candidate witch's. Without this, he'd...
Oh, wow.
Eskel, I'm sorry. Would you mind?
Getting some rags. On it.
I can't believe we're doing this.
Wiping vomit off the floor?
No, a trial. If that's Ciri in there, she could come out of this crippled, wrong in the head, just emotionless. Thought about that?
Eskel, I believe Yennefer and Geralt would have thought about this long and hard.
Of course I have. Thing is, we don't have a choice.
Not anymore, we don't. But we rushed it. Should have started by...
Gentlemen, the floor's as clean as it'll ever be. And I need to be wiped down as well. No offense, but I'd rather Geralt did it.
Understood. I'd prefer that too.
Pretty other night after what happened the night before, We're the ones cleaning sick up off the floor, and it's Uma's, nobody else's.
That normal?
Yes. Uma's body is disintegrating from the inside. Once that's complete, he'll need to reform it, or he'll die. You witches were given mutagens. We will use spells.
Hey, Yen, you're dozing off.
No, I'm just resting my eyes.
Yeah, it's called sleeping.
Then do something to keep me awake.
Pinching's apparently effective.
Later, perhaps. For now, talk to me. Tell me a story.
Resting my eyes. Such a mother thing to say. Ciri, ice skating? Heard you loves it.
Heard about the time Ciri and I went ice skating?
No, not that I recall.
The winter she trained here. A couple months in, she started complaining I was too harsh a teacher. Brushed it off at first. Then she asked me to go skating with her. Didn't really want to. I'd never been before. But she insisted. As soon as we hit the ice, she started skating circles around me, hollering, "No, not like that. Footwork. One, then the other. Crossover. No, wrong. Break with the heel of your skate, not the toes." Needless to say, from then on...
He's awake. It's time. Time to lift the curse. Prepare the phylactery. Never severe. Caniatad. Never severe. Kowal. Arriva. Endir. No. No, I won't let you. Geralt, yellow flask, in my satchel.
Quiet. Listen.
Kowal. Kaniatad.
Nevid severe. Kowal, Kaniatad. Nevid, Gariba, Endir. Geralt, the phylactery, open it. Canitad, Taran Anadir, Dis.
Oh well. Now there's a face.
Have a look?
You know him?
Yes. An elf. And now, a sage.
Where is Ciri?
The Isle of Mists. But it's not... She's not safe. The hunt.
It may well be a bit obvious, but we're gonna ask it.
The hunt. What's it want from Ciri?
Her blood. Elder blood. To open the gate. We cannot allow this.
In this Isle of Mist, son. Where's that?
Isle of Mists. Where is it?
Everywhere. And nowhere.
Listen, Sage. We didn't lift that curse to play riddles with you.
Yvain. Arwen. Siren. In Skellige. Follow it into the mists. Hurry. Hurry. I tried to protect her. But the curse... The hunt has not found the isle. As yet, 'tis a matter of time. They will detect at once.
Enough, Geralt. He's not yet free of death's grip.
It'd be nice to have a conversation with him.
Is he gonna make it?
I can't. No. You saw? Not all went as planned. I lifted the curse, but
The trial has wrought havoc in his body. Violently twitching fingers, pupils that don't react to the light. Seen it many times before, too many.
toxins have permanently damaged his nervous system. Even if he does pull through, do you understand?
Yeah, I'd have to spell it out. Well. Looks like we're going back to Skellige.
I'm going to get Ciri.
Hold up. Don't you think you owe us some answers? How do you know this Avallac'h? What's Ciri been doing with him?
I
Later?
can tell you. Just keep an eye on him. He's not a friend.
Perhaps not, but Ciri apparently trusted him. We should at least take his words seriously. You heard what he said. Take Ciri from that Isle of Mists, and the Hunt will pick up her trail immediately. What then?
Well, you're the Grandmaster.
What's your suggestion?
Ciri can't flee forever. One day she'll stumble, and she won't get a second chance. Time we, the hunted, became the hunters. Geralt will find Ciri and bring her here, and the hunt will follow. They'll expect to catch us by surprise, and they'll be sorely disappointed.
We plan to fight them. We five? In a crumbling castle?
Do we have a choice, besides delaying the inevitable?
Pretty boy could try to round up a few others who know how to swing a sword.
Or wield magic?
Okay, my end of this bargain seems to have been sorted out rather quickly. What you guys do?
And you? What do you plan to do?
I've Avallac'h to care for. He's certain to die without gentle, gradual magic treatment. There's hope if I help him. Not much, but better than naught.
The boys and I'll consider how we should greet our uninvited guests.
Fair enough then.
Fine. I'll get Ciri and recruit some allies. Bring everyone here. Got a few favors I can call in.
Any good-looking women in that batch?
Exclusively. All right. Time I was on my way.
Good luck, Wolf, and give Cirilla our love.
Come back quickly, Geralt.
Oh well. The being trapped within Uma's tortured husk turned out to be Avallac'h, a powerful sage of the NL Elves. Geralt had made his acquaintance years before. Already during these prior encounters, Avallac'h had displayed an intense and, frankly, rather unnerving interest in the Elder Blood and its bearer, Ciri. His exact motives were unclear at the time, and he had made no particular effort to explain them to Geralt. Geralt likewise had no idea what bound Ciri and the elf now. There was no doubt Avallac'h had helped her, had saved her numerous times from the wild hunt, but why? Alas, the sage, quivering on a razor's edge between life and death, offered no answers to Geralt's burning questions. Again. He did, however, muster enough strength to utter a crucial piece of information. Ciri's location. Thank you, Dandelion, for the poetry corner there. Well. Skellige. That'll be Skellige via Novigrad. Which, thinking of which, level 32. I'm just thinking now. If I can get to my crafting. Master crafted. 34. 2 levels off. That's interesting. Let's actually try and map things out physically. Because, we take a step back down Novigrad Way and take a look around. Right. So, I'm wondering... Talk to friends. Okay, so there is the Skellige thing, and talk to your friends who can help defeat the Wild Hunt. Who is on that list? Vernon Roche is the first one that comes to mind. Which, that's hardly a surprise. If you can convince him that it's fighting for Temeria, then I'm sure he'll come right along for the ride, no questions asked. Where's he going to be hiding these days? I'm sure it's over this way somewhere. Oh, it's further down in VELEN, right? Is it? No, Oxenfurt? I'm confused. Oh, here we go. There's a secondary quest objective, but it doesn't actually mean anything. It's actually pointing over here. Brothers in Arms, Novigrad, Skellige, and NILFGAARD. Interesting. Novigrad, Roche, of course, Dijkstra, that's another, and Zoltan. Skellige is Ermin, Malsak, crack on crates, and help resolve the matter of succession to the Skellige throne. Huh. That's an interesting one. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And as for NILFGAARD, speak to Emir var Emrys. Well, easiest one to get to here is because we're going to be going via Novigrad to get to Skellige, will be the matter of Novigrad. Will it be worth going to Novigrad and south to Vizima, and then back up to Novigrad and then getting a boat out to Skellige? Would that be the worthwhile route here? I think it might well be. Going off of last known location, Dijkstra and Zoltan, it's a toss-up between them two as to who's the closest. They're both in Novigrad nonetheless. I just got Dijkstra because it's just he's the first one at the top there. Okay. Well, hang on a minute. Oh, of course. Yeah, I've got to make my way south. Will this be the last time we see Kaer Morhen this peaceful? It remains to be seen. First though, at a time of 6 AM the next day, it is the time to grab Roche and start the long ride back down from Kaer Morhen to Novigrad. Long journey back down to this weather. And the distance. That Temple Isle? Thing of the Eternal Fire thingamajig? That is Temple Isle, right? It's positive. The only doubt I have in my mind is Oxenfurt. No, it's definitely Temple Isle. Oxenfurt's bigger than Oxenfurt.
Come on.
Anyway, here's something to ponder. Would Geralt even go to Dijkstra for help in this instance? Not just considering the history, the recent history, but the longer history, the principle of Dijkstra. Definitely debatable. Because it's an option, I want to entertain it anyway. Seems these days that's really my leaning. If there's an option to explore something, especially if it's just a non-committal option, I really want to explore it just to see the reactions that are elicited from Geralt and from anyone involved in that encounter. Which, don't know how I feel about that, but I feel like it's the best way to get the most out of the encounters that we're in. Having a snooze, are we?
Stay out of my way.
Evidently not. Okay, you're directing me in here. Can I get in here? Yeah, I can. Oxenfurt Gate. Anything changed since I was last here?
I want false move.
Where's Eustace?
Lollygagging.
The corpses.
Whoa!
Plenty more to do now, so we work shifts. Crematory's fire roars day and night.
Good. Sea needs cleaning.
Burning the
Fire.
bodies.
So got shit and pus.
Infernal fire after drinks come. But the witch's law comes in handy at times.
You like it could have been Junior's lot. Literally 20 meters from the actual guard. And screaming to our left.
Help! Save me! I'm dying!
Well, nice to see that things are still ticking along. I'm not bumping into this again. I'll leave that one in the past. Right. First on the menu, Dijkstra at the thermal baths. I always have a difficulty locating the entrance to this place. It's fairly obvious until it isn't. My instinct is entrance up on the right. You were halfway there, Bonner. I think you got to go all the way to the bottom. And then it's on the right. There we go.
Elven blood, eh?
And you know what? Out of principle, let's get these back on. In front of the guards, as if by design. Siguruvn's henchman. In asking Dijkstra for help, is that the kind of help he'd be able to provide, even if there was a scenario where he was actually able to give us said help? Hello again.
Got a minute?
I do. What do you want?
Yes, it's been quite hard getting a hold of you for a game of you know what I'm about to say. But first, so you're still dabbling in politics?
Surprised to see you still dabbling in politics.
It's quite simple, Geralt. I cannot be indifferent to Redania's fate. Call it patriotic concern.
So it's concern that compels you to bump off Radovid?
I think often of the country and its future. And the more I think, the clearer it becomes that as long as Radovid sits on the throne, Redania has no future.
Interesting. Wild Hunt, Dijkstra. Need help fighting it. Honestly, if I was to open up with this line, I don't think I'd open with the Wild Hunt at all. I just think of asking for help in a private matter, and if you could fund it. I think honestly I'd remain practical and free of anything fantastical. I know Dijkstra's one for ideology and being idealistic, but idealistic in a very cutthroat sense. But the Wild Hunt, how are you meant to sell this?
Wasn't sure I should even ask you.
Me
Still
too.
not. But what the hell? I could honestly use some help.
Oh, my help. Very interesting. Do tell.
Wild Hunt's gonna attack Kaer Morhen soon. It's a sure thing. Looking for people, resources, anything that'll help me repel them.
The Wild Hunt? Don't tell me you believe that nonsense.
Hardly nonsense. Got a taste of it. A painful taste. On my own skin.
Sorry, Geralt, but I've my own pile of problems just now. I've not recovered my lost property. Your help, you might remember, left much to be desired. So I don't owe you shit.
Fair enough, that, actually. But before you go,
Got a minute?
I do. What do you want?
second minute of your time I'm borrowing now. How about a game of Gwent?
Ever play Gwent?
I do. GWENT's like politics, just more honest. Care for a game against an old master?
Let's play.
Yeah, let's play.
Okay.
Not bad. See you don't have Esterad Tyson in your deck. Here, he's yours.
Thanks. Know anyone else I could win some cards off of?
I know an elf you might try. Got an excellent card in his deck. You'll find him beyond the city walls, where the Scoia'tael stragglers have their shanty town.
Well, thank you very much. That was a very close game. Esterad Tyson. And who's next? Tyson? Tyson? Listen to me. Zoltan. Shall we have a mosey on down the way? Keeping an eye out on Novigrad. People still out despite the rain. Holy fire still going despite the rain. I don't know what Vimy Vivaldi's doing. Could say the name properly. Vimy Vivaldi. There we go.
Didn't look like rain.
That's not a name, and I'd like to say correctly and make a first impression after a couple of pints, let me tell you. I'm sure Geralt will be the same.
What a freak.
Now, what was this renamed to? No problem. That was a chameleon now, right? Went from the...
See his mug? Damn nice. Shouldn't let that refuse into taverns with ordinary folk.
Leave it. Not on duty.
No discounts, no credit.
Dandelion.
On your way? Or will you stay longer? It's far safer.
Where's that little chap? Here you are.
Zoltan.
Geralt.
How you doing, pal? I need your help. In this case, saying we're gonna fight a wild hunt, I don't think this needs any selling.
I know where Ciri is.
Why are we here? Let's go get the lassie.
I'll do that, but I have another job for you. You need to set out for Kaer Morhen. That's where I'll take Ciri. The wild hunt will attack soon afterwards. Could use you at our side.
You'll have me and my axe.
Thanks. See you at Kaer Morhen. Vesemir, Eskel, and Lambert are already there.
I always love a guy like Zoltan. Always has your back, no matter what. And even something as, you know, saying something as easy as, no, go to Kaer Morhen, it's still a big deal. It's a long ride, that. It's a long ride. You have to drop everything to do that. You could have a new hustling operation going on. He'd have to leave it behind, but has done it on a whim. Anyway, yeah. So, next person to call upon, one Vernon Roche, just east of Novigrad. Now, that other card, unique card, remember the Scoia'tael band, just south of the Logger's Hut. I will remember that. In the meantime, however, let's talk to Roche. Which will require us leaving Novigrad. He's about to mount that horse. Oh, there you are. Funny how I just didn't see you earlier. Excuse me.
Sick of it.
Let's go see Roche. Alright, he's down here somewhere.
Let's go.
Here we go.
Whoa.
Almost missed it. Must have missed a sign.
Just what our abandoned.
Indeed.
They can't catch the pox. Isn't that right? It's true you kill kings.
Amongst other things, yeah. Alright, Vess. Sorry. Where is he? Vernon.
Geralt of Rivia.
Safe and sound. Good to see you. Pretty sure I've talked to you about these before, a time long past. Need your help defending Kaer Morhen. Defending Temeria, actually.
Could use your help at Kaer Morhen. Aim to take Ciri there. Wild Hunt's bound to appear soon after.
You didn't turn your back on me when I was in need. It's only fair I do the same.
Good man.
Venture to say your skills might prove invaluable.
I'll consider whether to bring Vess. Either way, I'll see you at Kaer Morhen.
Still not struck off what happened last time, eh? And you know, someone like Vernon Roche and some of his guys, even if it were just Vess and Vernon, to be fair, would be invaluable at Kaer Morhen in a siege situation. The guerrilla tactics, that's really what we'll benefit from. Merryman needs. I know, they just all sound like Roche, don't they? Right, next on the agenda is... well, let's take a look. All the NOVIGRAD people have been asked, and before Skellige, it's NILFGAARD. Well, not actually NILFGAARD, we're not going that far south, or, you know, not as that far south, depending on how you look at things. No, we're talking to Emperor Emir var Emrys. Geralt realised the fight against Eredin and his soldiers would be most likely the most difficult challenge he had ever faced. In addition, the stakes were higher than ever before. This time, he was not fighting for his own life, but that of Ciri, and by extension, the entire world. Iflin's prophecy. Since extraordinary circumstances called for extraordinary measures, the Witcher decided to swallow his pride and go to the Emperor of NILFGAARD for help. And yes, that's what will be done in another long ride south.